We're ready to go in Dallas, and both these teams, as we were saying, Coach Petroselli, have something to prove coming into the night. You know, for North Carolina, they're coming off that big rivalry. There is none bigger than going up against Duke, of course, and an early foul going against North Carolina here. It's on the freshman Bella Debbie. And there was a long, 30-minute long closed-door meeting right after that match, the 3-2 loss that really wasn't that close at Duke over the weekend.
Yeah, no, Duke was really, really good on the day, and they scored some quality goals. But, you know, when you listen to Damon, he'll tell you that, you know, there were some mistakes made, and that's where those goals come from. And, you know, that's, as you said, a huge rivalry, an important game. But you know what? Tonight's another one, an important game.
And North Carolina knows that they're going to get everybody's best shot. I mean, they have for years. That's just the name of the game, right? Whether they're winning national championships or not. But this UNC team is coming off of a national title as Liz Eddy looks forward in the direction of Nicholson. And it just misses on the pass. But North Carolina head coach Damon Nahas, he knows how much it wears on his team to day after day after day go up against schools, you know, that are gunning for North Carolina.
Yeah, he talked about that some, but you know what? They embrace it. They love it. They love it. And it's, you know, it's why these kids go to North Carolina, so they can play in these kind of environments all of the time and get everybody's best shot, everybody's biggest crowd, you know. And more times than not, they rise to the occasion.
You think that doesn't prepare them for postseason play when they inevitably get there?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, for the SMU Mustangs, Sydney Yapich, the transfer from Alabama, gets stuck in, takes it away, feeds it to Nieves. We highlighted her off the bat. Gordon tries to kick it through, but inaccurately, and Kate Faasse runs onto it. The Herman Trophy Award winner from 2024 when she was able to score 20 goals. She's been a little bit more of a facilitator this season for North Carolina after absolutely exploding a year ago.
Well, there's just great energy in the stadium, isn't there? And both teams are playing hard. You can feel it in the crowd as well.
Oh, no doubt about it. A huge crowd, even for the earlier start at 6 o'clock local time. Again, SMU will get a chance on the free kick as Nicole Nelson, who took over for Chris Petroselli, and he moved on with his career a couple years ago. Nelson in her 4th season as the head coach at SMU, also with a long assistant stint at SMU, head coaching jobs at OU over the years, SFA as well. Really does a tremendous job with setting the mentality of her team. Just a tremendous coach when it comes to keeping players emotionally healthy.
Yeah, you know when you come to play against her team, you're in for it. You know they're going to play hard. They're going to play with energy and enthusiasm. And anytime you play against them, it's a tough match.
Sydney Yapich called for the foul as she tried to work her way around Olivia Thomas once, twice, 3 times. Sydney Yapich is the only player on the SMU roster who has played in a College Cup match. Remember, she went to the College Cup with Alabama in her freshman season, 2022.
It's a big job tonight for both her and Hartman in the center of the back there with, you know, with Thomas posting up. That's going to be a big challenge for him.
All it takes is a moment for the Tar Heels. What have you liked about the Tar Heels this season? Certainly it's not a dominant year by their estimation, and they've got some things to correct as the year goes on, but why are they such a dangerous team?
Yeah, you know, they're young, and they're getting better and better, and, you know, I'm not sure that they've totally found their way yet, and, you know, exactly how they want to play and you know, exactly how they want to set up, as they're still feeling their way, but they keep getting better. They still have games left, and you know, when you're a program like North Carolina, the regular season is you assume you're playing postseason, so the regular season is just to prepare you for postseason, and I'm sure when postseason comes around, they'll be ready.
Number 18 in the RPI right now as this one goes in towards Sammy Nieves, and coming on is the German sophomore Hannah Johann. But at 22 years old, she's got experience as well in the Bundesliga, in Germany, and so a player that's not just a sophomore in the States. She has so much more experience than that.
Yeah, so you certainly, wouldn't call her inexperienced. You can call her a freshman, but you can't call her inexperienced.
5 minutes gone. A lot of nervous moments between these two sides. Obviously, North Carolina looking to wipe away that bitter taste after the loss to Duke 3-2 last time out. And the SMU Mustangs really playing for their season. Right now they're 3 games above 500, 8-5-2, 2-3-2 in conference action. 8 points. That's good for 11th right now. Not out of the realm of possibility if they close with a streak that they could make the ACC tournament. It would be tough, but not more teams than make the ACC tournament actually go to the NCAA postseason. And if you're wondering about the RPI for SMU, right now it's at 53, and they've got some big games in front of them, not just tonight, but then they'll go on the road to Stanford as Aubrey Brown comes on to keep it away from Faasse and kick it into space. And after Stanford, they got Louisville. So a lot of opportunities for SMU to pick up not only points, but also, season-defining wins.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's easier for them right now to get in the NCAA tournament than it is to get in the ACC tournament. Get in the ACC tournament, they may have to win 3. To get in the NCAA tournament, they may be able to do that with 1 win. They're that close enough in the RPI, and they're going to play good teams. So whoever they beat, it's going to be a big win.
And you may say, 53 in the RPI. Maybe that's not that impressive. They have not played the meat of the ACC schedule yet, or they just started it when they went to Notre Dame, who's now number 1, of course. Lost 3-0 last time out, and now they get North Carolina, the defending champs, and they get number 2 Stanford after that.
Yeah, it's a gauntlet that they're running through right now. But again, as you said, it gives them opportunity, and an opportunity to put themselves into a position for the NCAA tournament. I mean, if you're in the ACC and you're in the top 50 RPI, you're probably getting in the NCAA tournament. So they're not far out of the picture at the moment.
He's Chris Petrucelli. I'm John Little. Great to have you along. By the way, North Carolina leads the all-time series against SMU, 10-0. 8 of those games have actually been here in Dallas. Only 1 of them in Chapel Hill and 1 at a neutral site. 1 was a postseason game. That was the one played at North Carolina.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of teams that North Carolina is 10-0 against.
No doubt about it. Eddie moves it along in the direction of Gordon, and Lydia Ungashik, the holding midfielder for SMU, the sophomore captain, runs onto it. Gives it back to Haley Hartman, her 2nd season at SMU after transferring in from LSU and starting her career at OU. And SMU will have a throw-in, trying to get into that attacking third.
The game is still a little ragged here. It hasn't quite settled down yet.
How nervous of moments are these for coaches when the game is so ragged and you're like, man, I really hope that eventually the kids, one side or the other, are going to start, getting into the rhythm that we anticipated coming into the match. And, obviously you prepare them all you can coming into the match, but in these moments, it's in the kids' hands.
Yeah, it's torture for a coach. It's absolute torture.
Bella Debbie is coming in on the right side, slots it into the box. A turn and a drive by Kate Faasse. Just a short touch and looking to rip. It's wide, but Faasse, who scored 20 goals a season ago, is the first one to pull the trigger for the Tar Heels.
And so many options up front. So many talented players. And you look at Faasse, you go, player of the year. But there's others and other really, really good players between Allmark and Debbie and Thomas, and pick your poison with them.
One thing North Carolina is fighting and has been fighting all season. Great job, by the way, by Hope Munson, freshman, to get stuck in here. We'll go with the play as Thomas wings it out wide to Debbie. Debbie hitting the line on the cross. The header comes across, and then it is just shifted wide. Coach, it could have been an own goal. Haley Hartman, very, very fortunate to touch it with enough force to make it a corner.
All kinds of things happen there. Great cross before a good back to goal play. Great header, deflection, anything can happen.
Nervous moments in front of goal for sure. SMU has changed things up just a little bit in their defending on corners for this game after getting 2 goals scored against them against Notre Dame over the weekend. And before the service, a whistle. Central referee is Corey Rockwell.
One of the best. He's one of the best. Maybe the best.
We're in good hands tonight.
Yeah,
is what you're saying.
I have no problem with him doing the game. He's as good as anybody.
Chris Gordon and Fernanda Harlett assisting, and Caitlin Townbridge on the substitutions. And it's a great goal. Awesome service to the back post. And Caitlin Mera cuts in for her first goal of the season off the header.
She was unmarked the whole time. You know, sitting on the back post unmarked. I was sitting up here thinking, she's free, she's free. And then the service found her. There's a great service. She found the unmarked player. And she got a run at it and ran right through it.
SMU transitioning to defending an area rather than defending players for that corner kick. And you still have to be aware of where players are, though.
You do, and you got to win the ball when it comes in, right? When it comes in, you gotta win the ball. That's one of the problems when you're leaving players free is they get that running start, and with that running start, gives them a chance to jump higher and be a little bit more aggressive.
Mara, just an incredibly athletic family. Played 3 years of varsity ice hockey. Her dad is a pro hockey player himself, and then she's got younger sisters. They're twins that play hockey at BC. That's Emily, and then Alexis plays hockey at Northeastern. And also Emily plays soccer at BC as well. So
that is a talented family.
Mara coming off of her first 90-minute match last time out against Duke. And I was about to say that Duke has been fighting the fact that they are really struggling with depth as Liz Eddy tries to make it in, and a brave play by Avon Alvarez to touch the ball first before Liz Eddy flips in.
You know, that's one of those all or nothing. You know, if you get the ball, it's a great tackle. If you miss, it's a penalty kick.
And Avon Alvarez, maybe just before that 18-yard box, was able to come up with it. And quickly, Olivia Thomas getting a chance against Hartman. Hartman guides it away, and it will be another corner for North Carolina. And SMU has given up 3 corners for goals over the last 2 matches. And there's the player that just was able to deliver on the header on the back post, and she's going right to the back post again.
Yeah, they're marking her this. Let's see if they mark her here. Yeah, they're marking her this time. So good adjustment.
Get her back out this time. By the way, the wind is blowing right to left at 10 to 15. So North Carolina moving into the breeze here in this half. Again, a ball to the back post. And on the leap, it's deflected away and out by Bella Devi, the 5'7" freshman out of Draper, Utah.
The SMU's got to do a better job shutting down these services. Those services in the box are dangerous.
North Carolina is a team, though, that's going to get the ball into the box. Passes into the penalty area. They're 3rd best in the country in number of passes into the penalty area this season. They are exceptionally dangerous as a rule. And even on the road, where North Carolina has not been quite as deadly, only scoring 1.2 goals a game on the road. They've already got one, the opener, from Caitlin Mera, and they're looking for more.
Doing a good job moving the ball here. And that is the matchup to watch right there, Hartman against Thomas.
Thomas, player that scored the game winner on a foul just outside the 18 in the national championship game last year against Wake Forest. Curling one in toward the back post. Another corner is on the way here after Claire Jones work on the edge. But bet Haley Hartman knows exactly who Olivia Thomas is. There's no question, and has been looking forward to this matchup.
And a good job by Jones there. Again, stopping the service. We talked about the service. She did a really good job to stop the service.
Well, Tessa De La Rose has been fighting through injury this season, delivered a fantastic ball that Mara deposited. Looking for that back post once more. This one floats on her just a little bit. Chase down. Mara is on it. Flips it out front. Service in, and it's got to be handled as De La Rose was lurking in the area, and Aubrey Brown able to handle it on a bounce.
SMU needs to be able to just sort of weather the storm here as North Carolina has come out hard, pressing hard. SMU having trouble getting out of their end because that North Carolina press is effective.
SMU also a team that would love to press as well. They're having trouble getting it into that end. Bella Devi is on the outside. Flips it across. Hubel tracks it down for SMU. Carefully watched by Kate Faasse. Is able to relieve a little bit of the pressure that SMU's back line has felt thanks to the North Carolina Tar Heels and the early goal by Caitlin Mara.
Now a chance here for SMU to keep the ball a little bit and advance it up the field, and maybe give themselves a chance to get that press working. They've not had a chance yet to get that press working.
SMU already at 8 points in conference play. Last season, their first year in the league, they also had 8 points. Closed the season on a little bit of a losing streak in ACC action. It's going to be a dangerous ball. Dangerous kick attempt there by Lindsay Nicholson, who has moved to a striker spot at 5'11" here out of necessity. We'll point out that SMU is without Nia Rose for a 4th straight game as she works her way back from a concussion she sustained against Miami last month.
I think that's a good move by Nicole Nelson, moving Nicholson up front. I mean, Nicholson is a powerful player, and she's a good player. She's a talented player, and you can use some of the attributes that she has and play off her and have her get the balls in the box and that sort of thing. So I think that's a pretty good move on Nicole's part.
Zoe Parkhurst called for shouldering down Avon Alvarez. Alvarez, smart positionally as a sophomore. He's a North Carolina Courage player. Home state kid. Had played soccer at Furman and as a pro as well. Slotting in nicely as a left outside back in this game for North Carolina. Eligatino looks to serve in this free kick. Tino's liner into the wind, and Thomas is there, misses on it, but still has it. Brown not able to recover. A wide open net saved off the line. Thomas still in the area, and now Debbie, as Aubrey Brown is able to recover. And a big ovation for the SMU team defense after Aubrey Brown was not able to snag it from Olivia Thomas.
Yeah, that could be a big moment in the game. I mean, Thomas, again, just a handful. You can't push her off the ball. She ends up setting it up nice, and a good save off the line.
Sydney Yapich, positionally sound to pick it up off the near post. And SMU keeps it 1-0, but there is no doubt this North Carolina team is hungry and lurking, looking for their 3rd road win of the year. This drive in, again headed away. Yapich, the one to do it, as Bella Devi serving it into the box once more.
North Carolina's buzzing a little bit. They're moving quickly. They're flying around and getting onto these balls and again, putting a number of balls in the box.
Tessa De La Rose responsible for her first assist of the season on the corner. Kind of hard to believe after 7 assists a season ago and a 4th-team All-American year in the national championship year, but she's been limited to just 10 games. De La Rose's serve, another header, and it's a carbon copy. Unbelievable. Caitlin Mara has a double within the first 20 minutes of this match, and North Carolina's up 2-0.
I love the way she attacks the ball. She throws her body at the ball, and it's just, get a piece of it. Get a piece of it. You can see her again, off the backside. She was marked. She got free from her mark. And then again, look at her throwing her body at the ball, celebrating as she's still in the air as the ball goes in the net.
Talk about execution. Caitlin Mara have a moment. An incredible night already for the sophomore out of Winchester, Massachusetts.
How many times did your center back score 2 goals in the first 20 minutes?
Not often at all. I haven't seen it this year. I haven't seen it in the last 5.
Yeah.
So the Tar Heels executing to perfection when given the chance. SMU has to do well to not get buried early in this match, as North Carolina knows how to play with a lead.
Yeah, SMU's got to get the ball, get a hold of the ball, pass the ball a couple of times, you know, get a little confidence. They just don't have the ball yet.
I'll have a throw in here, right in front of the North Carolina bench. Damon Nehas's team really responding well. Both offensively and defensively here early on in Dallas. Looking every bit like the team we expect as this ball comes into Nieves, and she was off. Service coming in from Parkhurst.
Yeah, she wasn't off by much,
No.
I'll tell you that. And there was a really good ball in, and she took it out of the air. May have had a chance.
Everything flowing the way North Carolina so far. Shots 5-0, shots on goal 3-0. Corners 4-0 as well. Brilliant first 20 minutes for the Tar Heels in their return to Dallas. Dangerous run for Hope Munson, angling in with Ungashik on her back. Tries to thread it forward, but Ella Davy a little bit late to that ball. And a goal kick for the SMU Mustangs. Get a look at Ungashik making her 32nd career start. An integral player for SMU over the last 2 seasons.
So let's see here on how SMU deals with this press. It looks like they may be going direct here just to play over the top of it. Maybe get the ball up the other end a little bit.
See, it's Sydney Yapich instead of Brown with the wind behind her. She is able to switch the field a bit. Now possession for Haley Hartman. She actually let it run out. Just joining us, missed a couple brilliant balls out of the corner. Excellent deliveries by Tessa Dela Rose, connecting with sophomore center back Caitlin Mara, not once but twice on back post headers to give North Carolina the 2-0 lead early on in Dallas.
Yeah, I think a lot of times you focus on the goal scorer there, but the service was fantastic, both of them. You know, and hit it exactly where she wanted. I'm sure, you know, the plan was to play it to the far post. She got it to both of them to the far post, 2 goals.
Well, she's absolutely known for her exceptional quality there, but she's finally back, Tessa Dela Rose, getting to play some starters type minutes for North Carolina as she works her way back from a summer injury. Just in her 10th game and her 6th start. Good pressure here against Mara. She's able to get rid of it. What makes it even more delightful for Mara is she's not even a full-time player, only her 4th start of the season. Brave run by Liz Eddy. The crowd is buzzing, but threaded a little too far in front. And Johan able to be quick to it.
Yeah, that's Sammy Davis. We talked about all the different things she can do. And there it's her as a playmaker and trying to play that ball in between.
Sammy Nieves leading SMU in assists this season with 6, which also ties her career high. Accomplished back in 2022, her sophomore year, and she actually led the American Conference with 6 assists. Foul on SMU. Yeah, Mara's been the early hero in Dallas. She did have 1 goal last season. She's been able to double that total
in 20 minutes.
Yeah, in quick succession. North North Carolina has been trying to find their footing all year on the road. Just 2-4 away from home.
I'll tell you what, if they come out, you know, in future games the way they came out here, they'll find their footing pretty quick.
Team that is 11th in the nation in goals per game at 2.6, but was only scoring 1.2 away from their friendly confines. Claire Jones, the transfer from Oregon State. Over the top, Court Nicholson, those long strides. Good job by Bella Catino. The positional defense by the Dexter, Michigan native to keep the freshman Nicholson away from the ball.
Those two center backs for UNC are quality players.
This is not the same North Carolina team as we showed you the graphic earlier that won the national championship a year ago. 15 players lost off that team. Many players that decided to step away from the college game early because they are pro-level players as well. And that is one of the factors that, you know, you deal with. If you recruit quality players, that is going to be something that you have to make your way through year in and year out and figure out how to deal with. So you better have a roster of players that are ready to step up.
Yeah, Damon talked about, you know, he's accepted the fact that they're always going to be a young team because they're going to have quality players and they're going to leave.
Drive to the near post by Faasse. Not quite enough on it. Drifts wide for an SMU goal kick.
And those players that have gone on to the professional ranks have done really well too. So, you know, they lost players. They lost really good players. But they've replaced them with really good players. They're just young, you know, and they needed time. And we're starting to see, I think, here, you know, what they can really be.
See, 20 players have been National Players of the Year. It's not just Kate Faasse last season. It's 20 times over the years. U.S. Women's National Team players, 63. That's just players. That's not total caps. That's players who played on the national team. As this ball gets forward to Nicholson, she's able to stop on it. A great pursuit from behind by Ashley Penny to track it down and stop the advance. Humel is able to keep the play alive for SMU, but stepping right in front of her, Della Rose. Now Hartman gets a little bit brave to snipe it right back, and here comes Liz Eddy, so good on the attack. Forced to angle the run toward the middle, and SMU will cycle through.
You know, talking about all of the great players, there's so many that have played at North Carolina, but they've got one on the bench, and an assistant coach, Tracy Bates-Leon, who was a fantastic player, really a great coach, and one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. And she's a Dallas native, so she's happy to be back home.
Oh, I could definitely tell her face lit up when she saw you.
Yeah.
Familiar face.
An old friend, yeah.
Absolutely, and you know, it's been fun to get in town a few days early, see some friends for sure. Talk about the team being young. Hope Munson among those out of Halliday, Utah. She and Bella Debbie both playing for the Utah Avalanche. Both in their freshman seasons. And the depth tested here at the end of the year as well, because North Carolina has two players with the U.S. national team, the under-17 right now, in Riley Kennedy and Lauren Malsom, who have stepped away for the next 3 weeks or so.
Yeah, they're in Morocco for the under-17 World Cup, and you know, it speaks to how good they are, first of all, right? But then you look at North Carolina, and they don't miss a beat. And they continue to play good soccer, you know, as players come in and out.
Some snippiness there between a couple players. Zoe Parker stepped over Kate Faasse. Faasse not liking that at all, kicking back at her.
I don't think you want to mess with Faasse.
Oh, there's no question. Didn't look like Parker's made contact, but certainly trying to get inside the bubble of Kate Faasse.
I think Damon had mentioned Faasse being one of the most competitive players he's had. He talked about her will to win. So I'm not sure you want to get her riled up.
Della Rose feeling her more herself. Nips onto this ball and just misses. Faasse posting up. But, you know, sometimes Damon says, you know, I think about telling her to pull off the gas a little bit, slow down just a tick. But he says that's her superpower. I can't take her superpower away.
Yeah, I don't think she has that gear. I think she's, you know, get pedal to the metal the whole time.
90 miles an hour or nothing.
Yeah.
So you see a couple subs coming in for SMU. Libby Jannereth, who has been a speedster on the wing as a freshman for SMU, is on for the first time as part of this substitution.
But that, you know, that could help here to release them, you know, to maybe get a ball in behind, because this pressure is giving them a rough time. They can't, struggling to build, so maybe they can, you know, they can knock one longer and get it behind.
We may have been told she was in for Gordon, but she is in instead for Parkhurst. Watch out, here's Faasse trying to connect with Olivia Thomas, just buzzes it over her head on the backside service in. Yapic able to put her head on it. Good shouldering off to get to it by Omar. And play continues for North Carolina. The Tar Heels seek a third in the first half.
Omar does a lot of that dirty work and comes up with the ball, and then when she gets it, she's dangerous. There she is, back to goal. So
Thomas,
good. So good.
Trying to twist in, didn't get all of it. Has been able to get off 69 shots this season and has been such a force. Almost 5 shots a match this year. That's third best in the nation and tops in the ACC.
She posts up in the penalty area. You know, Hartman's doing all she can to try to move her out of the space, but she's a tough player to move. She does such a good job with her back to goal, and she's such a physical, strong player.
But then she's fast too.
She can fly.
She's got that sprinter's background as well. My goodness. Multifaceted player, but certainly at her best, like you said, with Petroselli with her back to the goal. As Jones is inside, but there's nobody home. North Carolina, top 5%, or top 1%, I should say, in the nation. Top 5 overall in number of passes per game. They're going to be a possession-rich team year in and year out. Back on it again.
Yeah, that's something that Damon really brought into the program, and you know, the team passes the ball and passes the ball and passes the ball, and Nicole knew. You know, Nicole knew that, you know, they were going to have to spend a lot of time without the ball and be comfortable with that. You know, and SMU is a team that wants to keep the ball, but they want to have the ball more. But she knew they weren't going to have it as much here, and they needed to be comfortable with that. And they actually have done pretty well in defending in the run of play. It's been the set pieces that have gotten.
And that's the case as well at Notre Dame. That's what Nicole Nelson lamented after that 3-0 loss to now the #1 team in the country is in run of play. We defended it pretty well. And Aubrey made some great saves, she said, but it was on those set pieces. Now 4 goals given up by way of corner kicks over those last 2 games as Jannereth sticks her body in, and she pays for it against a stronger player in Hope Munson, sprawled out. She'll be checked on by Corey Rockwell and teammates.
Yeah, she got hit hard. She got hit hard. And Corey was right on it and called the foul appropriately, but she took a blow there.
Jannereth, probably the fastest player on the team.
Yeah, it's hard to run when you're laying on the ground, though, isn't it? It just took, I think, a bit of a hip and then a hard fall.
Good sportsmanship there by Coach Nahas to check on her. Libby Jannereth from Allen. That's just up the road here as we sit just a little north of Dallas, and Allen about 25 minutes to our north, or an hour and a half if it's a Friday afternoon.
but great outlet mall.
Fantastic outlet mall. Yeah, exactly. Jannereth's going to stay in. Or attempt to, I think.
Looks like it, yeah.
So there's the free kick spot coming right in front of the North Carolina bench.
See what SMU decides to do here, if they stick this into the box and hope it bounces around and they can get onto it, or if they just try to keep it.
SMU's best players in the air are Sydney Yapich, wearing number 7. He had a goal against hit off of a header. Sydney Avis looks like she's going to play it with Claire Jones as a left-footed option to her right if she wants to redirect it that way. But Nieves is going to serve it in. Good curling ball, headed up in the air by Thomas. Secondary ball by Nicholson is on frame. Johan hasn't played well. SMU's first shot on goal in this match.
Good ball from Sandy, good service. But look who's there to head it out. The center forward is back in front of her goal, heading the ball out.
5'10", Olivia Thomas, going to get back in there and defend as well. And now here she is to take in the ball from her keeper. Ended up losing it. Center circle. And this one is right back at Aubrey Brown. It didn't trickle away far as it ricocheted off the back of the onrushing Bella Debbie. And thankfully for Aubrey Brown, she's able to keep it within her range.
Well, the good news for her, she hit it hard, so it came back to her. She hit it hard enough that it rebounded right back to her and she jumped right on it.
North Carolina is going to bring that pressure. Top 8% in the country in high recovery percentage.
Now they can press. That's part of the North Carolina DNA. They've always been a team that can press. If you're not going to press, you can't play in North Carolina.
Hummel does a nice job to get stuck in and take the ball away. And Liz Eddy gives it right back. Tessa Della Rose, she's about the best that I've seen her this season.
She looks good
in the run of play, and also of course, the 2 assists.
She looks good. And Damon had said she's, getting better and better.
But also lamenting that, she's not the player she was last year, just physically. I mean, she is 100% that senior leader, that steadying veteran force that you need in the midfield. But at the same time, what her mind is telling her body to do doesn't always connect.
Yeah, I think anybody would like a player like her on their team. At, less than 100% still, you take her on your team.
Ball gets a little away from Olmark. Hartman only able to clear it as far as Hope Munson. Now SMU even bringing the pressure here from Liz Eddy, trying to keep the energy up despite being down by 2 goals with 11 minutes left in the first half. Hallmark with a great find.
Good tackle.
A great slide tackle. The 5th slide tackle of the year by Umgashik. She leads the team. Janovic trying to flip the field. Nicholson won't be able to leg it down. Just relieving the pressure on the SMU side is just a little bit of a win, and Gordon eventually called for this foul, running up the back of Ashley Penny.
SMU had a rough time connecting, from the middle into the final third, finding their forwards in good spots. It not quite found anybody. Closest came when Davis was offside. That's danger.
Ball still drifting around. Carolina does have to play it back, however. Allows SMU to set up the defense, and Janareth does a terrific job to get in between Munson and the ball. Tar Heels close the season with 3 more games. After this, they go to Miami. Miami, one of the teams toward the bottom of the league. Oh, Thomas with an excellent turn to the top of the box. Her rip, and it's high. Oh, but Thomas, as quickly as that, turns a ball 35 yards away into a scoring opportunity quickly.
She's showing all parts of her game, isn't she, right? She's showing her back to goal play. She's showing her play in the air. Now she shows, her ability on the ball and her ability to strike the ball, because if that one hit the net, it was going to break the net. She hit it hard.
Tar Heels, in their 3-2 loss over the weekend, only used 3 field players off the bench. So Thomas is going to take a seat here. chance for the 5'4" speedster, the freshman Aries Freifeld, who scored against Duke in the 90th minute, to come in and play a forward spot. See, SMU comes with Sarah Boniquez, the transfer from TCU. For Liz Eddy here, some fresh legs with 8.5 left in the half. Truth Byers is in at the striker spot in place of the hard-working freshman Nicholson.
Let's see if Truth can give them a little bit of hold-up play and connect something through that spot. They've just not been able to get the ball in there yet. But you know, Truth is a player, if you can find her feet, she'll connect.
Coming, of course, from a great soccer family. And Trinity, one of the best goal scorers in recent memory down at UT. Hungishik with the throw in. Direction of Boniquez. The service from Gordon will end up in a corner for SMU off that ricochet. It ends up just a little left of the flag off of De La Rose. Sammy Nieves will take it for SMU. The first corner of the night. 2 of the North Carolina corners have gone in the goal.
2 on the goalkeeper here, and the referee's watching close exactly what's going on.
Lining outswinger, headed back out. Hummel able to keep it. Nieves may be able to reserve it if she can settle it. The great closing speed by Olmark to eliminate that chance.
Olmark's everywhere, isn't she?
Absolutely tremendous. Great playmaker. Been encouraged to simplify during her sophomore season. Still, she has high end written all over her, making her 42nd career start. This ball almost through to Jannereth, stunned as she comes in, and now here's Byers, pulls it back to herself, trying to get it on her right foot. Ball still alive, a half clearance. Hummel keeps it in, and the chip is right back at the keeper, Johan, to eliminate the danger.
Better from SMU with some sustained pressure.
Byers was right there in the middle of it. He wanted to see her fall at her feet, back to goal, and it's the opportunity she had there. Here's a quick run up the left side. Crossing ball. Here's Faasse. Back to goal, trying to turn on it, but loses it, and Boniquez is there to turn it away for SMU.
Like she had a shot with her left foot and cut it back to the right.
Faasse not quite as hungry a shooter as her teammate Thomas has been this season.
No.
Of course, Faasse had her breakout year last year, the 20 goals, and Damon Neha said there was almost some magic in it, the way it came out of nowhere.
Yeah. When I asked him to compare Thomas and Faasse, he kind of laughed. He was like, they're just so different.
How much time do you have, right?
Yeah.
Byers not able to reach this one, but it will go through to Gordon, the creative player for SMU. Byers back with it, feeds it to Boniquez. Tries the shot from out front, but again, it's blocked from distance by Ashley Penny. It starts a moment the other way for North Carolina. Pass by Debbie, knocked right back out to center, but Debbie all over it to keep possession for the Tar Heels.
You don't want to get into end-to-end with Carolina. You got to get your defense compact. Try to make them play through you. If you start getting end-to-end, we've seen the pace that they have.
It's a wild start to this match. Kind of a haggard start, as you said, Coach Petroselli. The first 10 minutes of the match or so. Then in the 11th minute, that corner for North Carolina was absolute perfection as Tessa De La Rose was able to connect in for the first time of 2 with Caitlin Mara, sophomore center back, and then they did it a few minutes later. Paxton Bach comes in for SMU, replacing Maury Hummel. So it's 2 of those set-piece goals by North Carolina, the number 23 Tar Heels, to take the lead in Dallas.
Maury did a good job out there on the right side. She has her hands full with some of the pace that Carolina has. I thought she did a good job out there on the right.
Hummel may not be the biggest player, but she is experienced as a senior. Started last 12 of last season. Started every game this season for Nicole Nelson, a trusted piece at that right back position. Hartman flicks it up in the air. Jannereth with a chance to run toward it. Jannereth able to earn her way into a throw off of Hope Munson.
The last 10 minutes or so have been better for SMU. They've gotten the ball into the Carolina end a little bit more and been able to connect just a little bit and keep the ball away from their goal.
And once again, as they are going to say this is a corner, yeah. That wind really helping that ball bounce out over the byline instead of the sideline. Again, in the run of play, SMU has been able to play North Carolina even. It's on the corner kicks. North Carolina has taken advantage of. Now it's Paxton Bach looking for a target. The wind blowing in to the back post. The header is solid contact from Ungashik, who just missed the near post to the right.
Now she kind of tried to guide it back into the near post there. May have been a better idea to knock it back across, but she's free on, she got free on the header. That's good news for SMU.
A few chances for the Mustangs to put one toward Hannah Johan's frame. Johan making her 4th consecutive start here. Taking over as Abby Gundry kind of taken the job over, but had really been fighting through an injury and just eventually not able to go anymore, at least at this point in the season. So it's down to Johan, or it's going to be Leah Brooks, according to Damon Nahas, the rest of the way. And Johan's been solid so far, making all the plays that she's needed to in this match. Good work by North Carolina on those second and third balls. Foul on SMU. Minute 40 left in the half.
Tried to let it play on a little bit there, but in the end had to bring it back. So, last minute here or so, you just want to be solid, both teams. You just don't want to give up a goal here at the end of the half.
SMU really chasing from the 11th minute after the goal by Caitlin Marin. Did not have much time to collect themselves after steady pressure by North Carolina. Another corner. Carbon copy deposited by Mara. First brace of her career to give North Carolina that 2-goal advantage. Minute left in the half. The Tar Heels can come up with one more chance. Munson up against the wall. Plays it forward. Yapic back to the middle. Boniquez running after it. Delarose right there, but Boniquez wins it again. 40 seconds left in the half. On the direction of Gordon. She's coming off of a 90-minute match on Sunday against Notre Dame, the first of her career.
Let's just see how tough that is to play up at Notre Dame. And Notre Dame is a fantastic team this year. And then to turn around and have to play, traditionally, the strongest program in the country. That's just
Bella Debbie with 10 seconds left in the half. She's got time to make a play. Gives it a ride and trying to cross up Aubrey Brown. Brown has to make a headlong dive. It was going to be a little bit wide, but a nice look for North Carolina right at the end of the first half. And the Tar Heels.
Left, and as the half goes on, you start to push forward more and more.
Glad to have you with us tonight with Chris Petroselli and the entire crew. I'm John Little. It is a gorgeous night in Dallas. Now rolling down into the lower 80s before a cold front comes in over the weekend. Going to get a little rain for the first time in about 3 weeks tomorrow. Pitch looks wonderful, and good to have you with us tonight as well. On the ball, Delarose is able to win it forward to Olmark, but the man marking for SMU, she's forced to go a little bit wide on that link. A throw in for Maura Umel. Great defensive play by Kate Faasse. Fausse's going to get it right back. Tried to touch it back to the edge to Olmark, but a little too strong. SMU will get a chance to chase it here. Like you said, Coach, the center backs, when they've had opportunities for North Carolina, have been pretty much flawless in this match.
Yeah, Gatino and Mara, just two really good, solid players back there. What's interesting about this match to me is it's not really tactical. The teams are pretty much matched up. Some form of 4-3-3 and 4-3-3. So matched up in midfield. A number up in the back. So it's not really tactical. It's win your individual battle. Try to win your small group battles, and that's what this game is.
Well, and here's the individual battle we've been watching. Thomas against Hartman. And Thomas loses it just a little bit. And Ungashik is there to clear it. A reservice. Hartman after it. And able to keep sophomore Olmark off of it. Goal kick for SMU.
Yeah, Hartman's a physical player.
Yeah.
He's a physical player. I think that was, a real positive for SMU the day she showed up on campus here.
Nicole Nelson will be quick to point out with a smile that she had to recruit Hartman 3 times.
Yeah.
Third time's a charm, though. Just down the road in Grand Prairie by about 30 minutes. Went to OU first. It's an all-freshman Big 12 member as a full-time defender for the Sooners in that freshman season. Moved on to LSU for a year, and then here to Dallas to play for the Mustangs for the last 2. Ball has been attracted to this near sideline the first 3 minutes of this second half.
Yeah, I'm impressed with the overall athletic ability of this Carolina team. You can see it in the pace, and the physicalness, and even how high they jump, how well they move.
We're down on the field before the match. We said, it looks like an athletic team. Yeah, they passed the eye test.
They sure do.
This ball in deep. A little bit strong for Nicholson, but enough of a threatening run that Anna Johan has to come out and grab it.
And I think Nicholson's key here. Can they get the ball to Nicholson? Can they get her, into the box? If they can get service to her, balls into the box, she can be dangerous.
But she's also pretty good as a hold-up player, isn't she?
She sure is. She sure is.
Do it outside the box, and it started this season really as a holding midfielder for SMU, and has slowly crept her way up the field. Once again, without Nia Rose, Canadian national team striker, who is out of this match thanks to injury. It's fallen to the freshman Nicholson to play out of position for Nicole Nelson, and she's done well over the last few games. This ball in the direction of Sammy Nieves. And it's a play on. Nieves got ahead on it. Fair play, says our central referee, Marie Rockwell. North Carolina, a team that stays away from the cards. Only 5 yellows this season.
And I think a lot of that has to do with them always having the ball. We talked about how well they keep the ball. And
sure.
It's hard to foul someone when you have the ball.
It's got to be pretty intentional if you're going to. I know that was a tactic that, and I'm sure it still is at the pro level, that you like to employ. You're a possession-heavy coach as far as your tactical strategy, right?
Yeah, I like to be. Yeah, certainly. I believe that, the more you keep the ball, the harder it is for the other team to score. So it's the best defense that there is. They don't have the ball, they can't score.
SMU, for a rare time, has the ball. Early shot by Eddie here, and it does drift its way over the goal. Eddie has taken more shots than any player on the SMU roster. So to take that early touch against Alvarez.
Yeah, I'd like to see her try to get that one to the end line. That's a difficult shot to finish there. But good signs for SMU. They're getting the ball forward some.
As you try to work your way into a match, if you just haven't had the ball very much, you've got to get used to having it. And what you're going to do against a team like this. And Eddie gets it in a similar situation. Heavy touch, has to bring it centrally. Down to Nicholson. There she is at the head of the box, but it does bounce away from her. Angushik slides to the ball to pass it back out to Jones and keep play moving. SMU will have a throw-in.
We've not seen SMU sort of sustain the ball in Carolina's half. We didn't see that in the first half, but certainly the first 6 minutes or so here in the second half, they've been able to do that.
See if the Mustangs can come up with the confidence necessary to score on this North Carolina team. Tar Heels have conceded some this year, coming off a match where they gave up 3, and of course 4 to Notre Dame. But who's not giving up 4 to Notre Dame these days?
They have so many weapons, so much talent.
Eddie out wide, trying to find Gordon. Good recovery speed. And yet again, that big game for Caitlin Merritt continues. Now Eddie is back on it. She's going to try to go end line. Excellent defending though by Avon Alvarez. Just love the way she used her body against a very tough player to defend.
Yeah, very good 1v1 defending. I said I wanted to see her try to get in line. She tried, but the defending was very good.
Avon Alvarez, just a smart player positionally, versatile player. Maybe North Carolina's best player in the air as well. Don't tell Caitlin Mara that.
She might have changed some minds tonight.
Yeah. Wins in the midfield for SMU early in the second half, but North Carolina spotted to that 2-goal lead on those 2 Caitlin Mara finishes off corner service by Tessa De La Rose. Thomas for the chance to touch. Oh, great weight on this ball. Here goes Kate Faasse. Catches up with it in the box, has to double back.
So we go!
Now Thomas crosses it in, but into no man's land. Throw in for North Carolina.
Hallmark wiggles her way out of pressure, finds Thomas, plays a great ball into Faasse. Just a real quality counter there.
Hallmark wearing number 7, that attacking midfield player, and here she goes again, finding Thomas. Thomas turning, driving, saved by Brown.
Great save. Great save. Reaction. A lot of reaction.
It's got to be one of the quickest turns in college soccer right now, Coach.
And then the power, right?
Yeah.
Like the ability to turn and then the power. I think Hartman has to do a better job of not letting her post up. She's got to get around her some, get around her early, push her out of the way. And again, easier said than done.
And danger here. It's a corner from the same type of position where Brown and the defense gave up the 2 goals in the first half, and there has been a positional change in the way they're defending, Coach.
Yeah, they are sticking Tamara here really tight. Let's see if she can free herself, but
we'll see.
Yeah, you know, using their body.
De La Rose on the serve, and it sticks to the hands of Aubrey Brown at the near post this time.
And interesting, now North Carolina says, okay, you know, first half we scored on the back post. We're going to try to sneak one into the near post here. Good save, though. Really good save, and holding on to it. That's a tough ball to hold.
I mean, you got powerful players there. Thomas is right there, ready to pounce if possible. SMU gave up a goal near post on a corner kick, the ball that Aubrey Brown just could not get to against Notre Dame. SMU had really been working on that corner kick defense. Here's again Thomas, this time turning on Yapic, and it's cleared away by Jones, who just looks for the sideline, and a throw-in for North Carolina.
Good double team. I guess it's one of the ways you have to deal with her. You got to come back and double team her. I just think they got to do a little better job of not letting her get in that position so she can receive the ball.
Do the dirty work early, right?
It's a nice touch to get out of pressure. These guys have done really well wiggling out of pressure.
De La Rose, one of the best at it. It's had to be tough for North Carolina, for Damon Nahas, not to have Tessa De La Rose at full speed this year. Just, she is a 4th-team All-American. You know, coaches know what she can do. I'm not sure if every fan does out there, but just she led North Carolina in everything last year.
She's a glue player. You know, she's the one that keeps everything together. everything goes through her. She's an important part of this team.
Yeah. Della Rose leading the team in passes, in expected threat, in recoveries, in interceptions, slide tackles, defensive duels, air duels, everything.
Yeah, she's been good.
Nice to see her playing probably her best game of the season so far. Ball in the direction of Liz Eddy, steered into touch by Avon Alvarez. SMU can be dangerous in transition, especially with players like Eddy and Nieves. There's Bonaquez, could be a fire starter in the middle. Comes in for Zoe Parkhurst, the transfer from OU. Gordon grinding in the corner. Alvarez takes the opportunity to come get the ball. Throw in for the Herman Trophy winner, Faasse. Finds Thomas. Thomas loses her footing against Hartman and no foul given.
Yeah, Hartman won that one.
Hummel up that side wall. Deflected away by Caitlin Mara. Again, playing a very nice game, not just offensively, but defensively. SMU is just looking for that moment to give North Carolina a little bit of pause.
Just takes one, right? If they can get one back, this becomes a different game.
Bach will earn a deeper throw in for her team, and now Nicholson at 5'11" with those long levers will have an opportunity to throw in wide of her bench. Line drive throw, ricocheted out, but it's going to fall right down to Jones. Moves it along. A chip by Ungashik trying to spring in Nieves. Great idea.
Yeah,
a little bit of a late run.
Love it, love it. First time ball in behind with a little bit of bend on it.
And Jones is going to be able to pick this off. Little touch pass. Nieves thought about trying to get the switch. Instead, Ungashik plays it deeper. SMU win the ball? No. This one in the direction of Thomas. Able to put her body in front of it.
A little more rhythm from SMU and keeping the ball.
It's got to be stunning before you can really even gain your footing in a match, be down 1-0, 2-0. You get the feeling that if SMU would have found some of this type of success before the corner kicks, I don't know, maybe it's a little bit different.
A little more confidence, feeling a little better about themselves. But this player could change that in a moment.
Here's Faasse looking to change it. A little behind the ball there.
Yeah, I think she hit that one out to Plano.
Pretty much. Maybe Murphy direction.
Yeah, a little more east.
Aubrey Brown's been pretty good as a shot stopper this year for SMU. SMU as a team gives up a lot more shots than like a North Carolina does, or some of the better defensive teams in the ACC. So Aubrey Brown has been busy. She's been tested this year, and she's had to make some spectacular saves.
She's been good tonight. She's been good tonight. She's made a couple of very good saves.
Latest one was on Thomas. Nicholson unable to move it along. Nice job to get to that one by Penny, really leaping onto it. And North Carolina in a little transition. Allmark spins inside, and she pounds one high over Brown's goal.
She hit that one with some vengeance. She went after it.
There's Aubrey Brown's numbers on the season, 4-5-2. SMU as a team well over 500. They also have Haven Empey Taylor, the BYU transfer, on the roster, who has started several games this season. In some of those non-conference matches that SMU probably knew they were the better team going in, the Brown certainly has gotten the bulk of the more competitive matchups this season.
Yeah, but you know, you need to have two goalkeepers played in, because you never know what's going to happen. So they're in a good situation where they can use either one of them and be confident.
Excellent point. North Carolina's got about 4. Little touch. Bonaquez reaches it first, but a goal kick for SMU. North Carolina always looking to be dangerous. That's an outside back in Hope Munson that ends up making a run into the box, trying to get on the other end of a little one-touch pass.
You know, we've not mentioned the name of Anson Dorrance yet tonight, and his fingerprints are all over this program, and his greatness over the course of many years is unmatched in our sport. You know, he won 22 of those 23 national championships.
45 years at one stop. I mean, you've had some long tenures at stops along the way, but 45 years in one place. Can you even fathom?
Yeah, you know, I at one time said to him, I can't understand how every year you get yourself up again and again and again.
Drive and just wide. A good look. Aubrey Brown was there for it, but Bella Devi shows she can crank from distance. But no, I mean, you're exactly right. The game of soccer can be so tenuous, and it can be so cruel as well. How do you win 9 straight championships?
It's amazing.
How's that possible?
You know, and you know, obviously I came up against him a number of times during those years, and the passion that he had was just outstanding, and the way that he was able to push his team to the next level, and the, you know, first of all, the amount of goals that they scored every year was incredible, and you know, the recruits, the quality of the play, the wins, you know, and the very few losses.
Nicholson, the good opportunity, feeds it forward to Gordon, trying to run onto it. And Chris, you're not going to say it, so I'll say it for you. It was your Notre Dame team that stopped the run back in the mid-90s. And in the semifinals of the College Cup, Notre Dame able to get past North Carolina. You guys won the Cup that year in 1995 as the 30th anniversary of that championship, and an incredible accomplishment for your Notre Dame team and you as a coach as well.
Well, that means I'm only 21 national championships behind him.
Well, it's definitely a feather in the cap for you, yes.
Thank you.
Anson has a few more feathers, admittedly. Paxton Bach on the service here on a corner. Again, a moment. SMU trying to get back into it. Bach with 3 assists on the season. Ball to the back post. Header is down but wide, as SMU's Yapic was able to work her way free of being marked by Olivia Thomas.
But maybe some good signs there for SMU. There's 2 corners that they've gotten the first touch on. You know, they do a better job redirecting them and getting them on goal, but they are getting to the ball.
So we've talked about SMU's prospects for making the NCAA tournament. Coach Petroselli said, hey, you know, with the quality of teams you've got the rest of the way, hey, maybe one win gets you in. I mean, you get an upset win over Stanford, why not? You get a win on the road over to Louisville, why not? You make a comeback here, you know, it'd be tough to keep SMU out. You know, on the North Carolina side of things, you know, 9-5 may not be, you know, the normal record that you see, and there are a few points out of a chance to get into the ACC tournament right now. But there's no reason to panic as a North Carolina fan at this point in the season, right?
No, and you know, they've played where you know, SMU is playing the meat of their schedule. They've played the meat of their schedule.
Exactly.
So, you know, the schedule from here out is a little bit friendly for them. And there's no reason to believe that they couldn't win all of the games that they have remaining and be playing in the ACC tournament and probably be a seeded team, you know, in the NCAA tournament.
Oh, what a deflection. Straight up in the air. Some dangerous play continues for North Carolina. Allmark moves it along. Quick move by Penny. Played out to the width on the right side to Munson. Moving back in. A little bit of space.
Good defending from SMU. Look at the numbers behind the ball and how compact they are.
Very committed right now. Slipping in, around, and driving Alvarez. But two solid hands and a stab by Aubrey Brown to keep it 2-0.
Again, great save, great save. The only way UNC was getting past that defense was to shoot from outside the box because it was just too packed in the box. And when you allow that, you're saying to the goalkeeper, hey, you got to be able to save this, and she did it.
Brown with a 5'11" frame, really springy, very athletic player. Certainly able to reach it.
I like her hands too. She's been really solid catching the ball on some of those balls that have been difficult balls.
Heavy touch in the middle. A dangerous player onto it. Faasse quickly able to turn it out to Penny. SMU recovering again with numbers behind the ball. Once more with 23 minutes left. And the difference in this match, the player that has the ball on her feet right now, Caitlin Mara, with two back post headers off corner kicks by Tessa Della Rose. Della Rose's first two helpers of the season. And assist number 11 and 12 of her career. Long ball for Nieves, really giving chase. Nieves able to keep it alive. The senior stuck in, and pretzel, those four legs getting tied up at the top of the box, and the foul goes on the offensive player.
Good way to put it. They just got tied up.
Mara taking a second to collect herself after the physical play.
Maybe a foot got stepped on.
Mara again coming off only her second 90-minute appearance of her career, last time out at Duke.
You know, when you think about that, that's Sunday. So, you know, she's barely had enough time to recover. And if you hadn't been playing 90 minutes and you play 90 minutes, you're tired. And so I'm sure right now she's starting to feel it a little bit.
And if you're not feeling it right now because you've got 2 goals in you, you're definitely going to be feeling it next time out at Miami in just about 6 days.
That's right.
And that humidity, even at this time of year. 22 minutes left in Dallas. We're scoreless in the second half after 2 first-half set-piece goals by defending champ North Carolina. An advancement by Munson. Munson off of Yapic. It stays alive. The drive inside. Thomas in the area trying to climb the back of Hartman. Could not get solid contact. And a chance for Bach to clear it up the field.
Nice service. And that's the player you want to serve it to.
A winner here for Nicholson. Feeds it forward. Nieves. Feeling a little bit tired, may have not been able to kick it into gear. And Alvarez is able to hold her off. But Nicholson steals it away. A chance for SMU. Jannereth in the whip. She's very good here. Tries to drive the line. Great defense, though. She has to pull it back. And that is rare, although SMU will get a call out of it. Hope Munson is not enthused as a freshman takes down another freshman.
Yeah, just reaching for the ball when the player has their back to goal. Not a great foul there, because this sets up a really dangerous service.
Munson, a very fast player. There's 2 very fast players about to go at it there. I was about to lay some money down just to see that.
And you know Samuel put in a good service here. The quality of her service is always good.
Maybe the most dangerous set piece for SMU so far. Nieves approaching. It is a good ball. It gets down at the top of the box, but a sharp clearance away. Left foot of Linda Ullmark.
UNC defended it well. They were solid, got to the ball and cleared it.
That's a very young back line as well. You've got 3 sophomores back there and a freshman as well.
Yeah, the question is how long will they be there? I think that's the question that Damon is always asking.
You said the quiet part out loud.
Yeah.
Shame on you. Yeah. Gonna have to not allow scouts at their games or something like that. But UNC would never do that.
Yeah.
20 minutes left in the second half. Belligatino moves it along. And here's Munson with that speed. Jannerith giving chase, but Munson gobbling up the space, diving through defenders, leaves it back. And she's going to get it back from Penny. Penny shielded by Thomas. Now move to the corner. Drive in. Good job by Jopic. A controlled clearance. And SMU is going to be able to switch it back up the field.
SMU is doing a really good job in that defending the penalty area. You know, they're getting numbers in there, they're marking players, and doing well.
Some skill by Nicholson, and now the switch out to Ungashik. Ungashik looking for service and going up high. Anna Johan making sure there's not a juicy rebound for SMU to try to cut the margin in half.
And you'd like to see that service get, you know, away from the goalkeeper. Because in the end, it's a little bit of a stretch for her, but you'd like to see that service where someone can get on the other end of it.
National championship winning head coach Chris Petroselli. I'm John Little. I won a 3rd grade spelling bee, but it was homeschool and the kids just weren't very smart. It's the only thing I've ever won.
What was the winning word?
It was, I remember I had to spell hammer. I think it was machine, honestly. I think machine was the winning word.
At 3rd grade, that's impressive.
I definitely remember having to know that there were 2 M's in hammer. But MC Hammer, very popular at the time. And so, you know, that was a gimme, let's be honest. Good defensive play by Bach. Nieves able to take over. Nieves out to the dangerous Gordon. Kelly Gordon goes inside. Nicholson able to turn. Nicholson, some great touches. Leans in, tries the deep drive, deflected right back at her. But SMU holding in. Ungashik moves it down. Gordon looks to get wide. Gordon, Alvarez, slide tackle for a throw-in.
Alvarez has done well defending. As you mentioned, a great athlete, but her individual defending has been pretty good.
Alvarez making her 15th start of the season. A part-time starter last year in her freshman season, and that College Cup win. Back to live play. Liz Eddy just coming back in, but dispossessed right out front. What a job by Della Rose, trying to spring Thomas up the field. And then a great dive by Hartman, bravely getting down on the ground to take that chance away from Olivia Thomas.
I thought she was in. I thought she was behind her. I thought she had beat her, but last-ditch effort. You can see right at the end there. You know, if she doesn't get it, Thomas is running in, but great defending.
Olivia Thomas had visions of sugar plums in her 12th goal of the season. But Haley Hartman seems to be getting better defensively as this match goes on.
And we got a cramp going on here, it looks like.
It's the reason for the stoppage.
Yeah.
It is a rather warm night, even for October in Texas.
It is.
You know, when the locals have been remarking, hey, when's that first cold front coming through? You know, we're overdue.
Yeah, and you know, again, they just played on Sunday. They're just not quite recovered yet. And you start to see it. You know, they've played 75 minutes. North Carolina, not a lot of subs, not using a lot of subs. And some of the players are starting to feel it. And I think, you know, that's helped SMU here in the second half. SMU has been able to use more players, and they've been able to keep the ball in the other end some.
Damon Nejas only using 1 sub tonight. What does that tell you about the state of his team, and also about how he feels like the 11 out there have been playing tonight?
Yeah, he's got to feel pretty good about those 11 for sure to leave them on. And you know, to expect players to play 90 minutes is it's not ridiculous. That's not a dumb move on his part. The problem is in college soccer is the 2 games in a week, and it's hard to do that. You know, you can do that once, you can do that twice, but over the course of the season, it really wears you down.
Stepping in, Boniquez to take it away, eliminating a threat for North Carolina. Now here's Liz Eddy looking to make her mark tonight. Eddie has been very good over the second half of the season for SMU. She's recovered from a hip injury. It's gotten better and better. First time on for Nicole Stryker.
And again, you know, continuing to sub. SMU continuing to sub.
The question is, do they have that one goal to get the moment of doubt, that seed of doubt planted, I should say, in the heads of North Carolina? Tar Heels looking for their first shutout victory of the conference season. They don't have one. Stryker takes one away, rolls it down to Byers, who's just in. That heavy first touch, and you know Ashley Penny's going to take advantage. Byers wins it right back.
Yeah, I think those are tired legs. A little bit tired legs.
Takeaway by Allmark, though. Allmark trying to play in to Debbie, and Debbie is eliminated. That was Claire Jones. Made a little touch and then played the player. Oh, here comes Liz Eddy. He has eyes for the ball. And it's just cleared away. She goes the short way to the sideline, does Caitlin Mara, as Zoe Parker is just ready to come in. Started the second half. Now she comes into that attacking mid spot for Kelly Gordon. SMU looks to press a little bit more, needing 2 goals in the last 14 and a half.
Fresh legs again.
Another throw in for the Mustangs. Liz Eddy had 5 assists last season. 4 of them came in ACC play as a freshman. Eddy not able to make that turn. That's when she's been so dangerous this year, as byline turns. And North Carolina getting ball after ball to force the throw-ins.
Yeah, they just can't get a hold of the ball in North Carolina, and that, you know, that's opposite of what happened in the first half.
SMU settling into the game for sure. It looked better as the night has gone on. Again, just joining us, it is 2 set-piece opportunities. Now Byers running in behind and contact, and it's off of Byers for a goal kick.
I think a smart play, though, to send that ball down towards the end line. You never know when that becomes a corner.
It's all about chance taking now for SMU. 15 minutes left in Dallas. The Tar Heels up in the 11th minute. Striking again from Mara in the 19th minute. Handball. Gives it back to SMU. Just over the center line. Yapich will do the serving for the Mustangs. Wind is dying down as the night goes on. More of a 5 to 10 mile an hour breeze. Yapich trying to toe the sideline, but wide of Janareth.
See if at some point here SMU doesn't push another player forward. There we go.
Mustangs traditionally a 4 across the back in shape, and pretty much exclusively this year.
Maybe go into a 3-back at some point here.
Tar Heels have not been able to come up with that 3rd goal. But heel kick back to Della Rose. Finds Thomas out wide. Thomas looking to work, cuts inside. Thomas plays it to herself. Thomas still driving in. And how about that?
What did he call?
Point. He's
pointing at the spot.
Yeah, he is.
Yes,
certainly is.
And he'll go look at it.
Yeah, and it wasn't a very emphatic point to the spot by Corey Rockwell, who certainly does not want to be the story of the day, but just a matter-of-fact one. Contact by Yapich, and Olivia Thomas certainly creating problems in the box. But on initial thought, central referee thought this is due to be a penalty.
I'm not a big fan of this review stuff. That looks like a penalty to me. Yeah, that looks like a penalty to me. Maybe 2 penalties.
It's tough to see where Bach's foot ends up, but the contact by Japic up high when the ball is not really in the vicinity tells it all, doesn't it?
No, I was saying I'm not a big fan of the review, although he did it quick, which is good, because I don't like the stoppage in play and the way that it sort of takes away from
the call is upheld.
Yes.
Yeah. Corey Rockwell was right the first time around.
As I said, he's one of the best. He's a guy that you trust when he makes a call, and again, he got it right.
An opportunity to get that third and put away the Mustangs tonight for the Tar Heels, who have grinded it out in the second half. It's the first penalty opportunity this season. They're going to give it to Kate Faasse. Not going to let Mara have the chance at the hat trick. Say it with a grin. The Herman Trophy winner, the senior, the 21-year-old, delivers. North Carolina up 3-0 in Dallas as Kate Faasse scores her 8th of the season.
Sent the goalkeeper the wrong way. Nice little deception in a run-up. And you'll see it here. Just a little bit of a bend to a run-up that caused the goalkeeper to go the opposite way. And then slide the ball in nicely, low into the corner. Well taken. You'd expect nothing different from such a quality player.
She's perfect on penalties in her career, 4 for 4. And that is her first of the season from the spot to make it elementary for North Carolina. Got to credit SMU for delivering a lot of pressure to Carolina in the second half. But the Tar Heels eventually able to break the back line of SMU to deliver the third goal of the night.
And it took a special play from Thomas. I mean, she dribbled inside, she cut back in, she went around another player, and then she got crunched by 2. So, got to give her a lot of credit in creating the goal.
Good delivery down to Gordon. Bach retreating on it. Down to Nieves. SMU looks for some good spacing. Gordon tries to deliver it in. Gordon keeps it alive. Gordon trying to get to the end line, and Mara just let her team recollect on the corner. You know, one thing, David Neha is trying to deflect comparing Olivia Thomas and Kate Faasse. One thing you can say about both of them is they've got relentless effort.
They really do. They really do. And again, that's part of the DNA of North Carolina. You know, and if you're going to play at North Carolina, you got to run and you got to work and you got to be competitive. You know, for many years, it's called it the competitive cauldron. And you go to training there and they compete, and you can see it in the way they play.
Service in, deflected back at Nicholson. He's gone the whole way. Angishik moving on to it. She scored 3 times this season. A good feat by Della Rose in short space to not only clear it, but move it along. Japic denies Thomas's advance. Nicholson has been good in this hold-up spot in the middle of the field, even as a striker. And that deflected ball means a throw for SMU with under 10 to play.
Now, she's been stranded a lot, on her own. But she's done a good job when she's had the chances to get the ball.
And certainly SMU in every way hopes their season will continue into the NCAA tournament if they're able to finish well over the last 2 matches of the season. But Nicholson getting a chance to play a different position this year at the Division I level. What do you think that does for her development going into next year?
Yeah, it only strengthens it. It only encourages more growth, leads to more growth. Now she's playing back to goal. She's receiving balls. Her touch has to be cleaner because she's, in such tight space. I think it's really, really good for her. You're going to see a different player when she's a sophomore.
Service by Eddie, but again, swallowed up by Hannah Johan, who is searching for that first solo shutout. The North Carolina kid. It's the reserve behind Claire Gagne last season in the championship year for the Tar Heels.
She hit that one a long way.
She did. For SMU trying to avoid back-to-back 3-0 losses. It's two of the better teams in the country. 8:15 to try to collect a goal themselves. 2 corner kick goals in the first half and then the penalty in the second half. Good ball to Nicholson again. Nicholson trying to cut right in. Eddie is there to help and holds a player off so Nicholson can run onto it. Nicholson uses that big body to turn and fire, and it's over the top.
But again, she's a handful when she can get the ball, and she just hasn't had it enough. But she's a handful when she can get it, and she prefers her right. She got a chance to get it on her right there, and unfortunately she didn't get it on goal. But she's showing some signs here of really developing as a striker.
Nice night for Bella Davy playing the right wing this evening for David Nejas.
She was good. She was good.
She's typically played on the left side this year, left wing or left back, so switching to the right in this one, getting some more minutes there and acquitting herself very, very well. Faasse playing more the left side in this one.
Yeah, you know, from what I've seen tonight of North Carolina, don't write them off. I think they could beat anybody.
Certainly have shown that. And really last year, I think there are a lot of different teams that could have won the championship, of course. And, you know, you had all ACC College Cup. You know, there are a lot of teams you can't count out at this time of the year. It's so fun to see how teams develop and congeal and come together in those weeks in November and early December.
Yeah, there are a number of teams that can win a national championship, and you know, it wasn't always that way. You know, there was a time where you'd go into the season and you go, there's 3 teams that can win it. I think after watching, you know, a number of games this season, I don't know, there's 8 to 10 maybe that, you know, that could win a national championship. And, you know, depends on who shows up on the day and, you know, injuries and all of the other things that are involved in it.
Teams with different strengths, but certainly one of the things you've got to start shoring up at this time of year is conceding unnecessary goals. That cannot happen in order to be successful in the win or go home rounds. And North Carolina, that's something they've been trying to shore up this season. A break for the goal and swallowed in by Hannah Johan. And she's going to be able to spring it the other way to Kate Faasse, who already has the penalty and has a player on her right. Tries to play it in, and Aubrey Brown's just going to watch it out.
It's a little
Harry
heavy.
Spry failed. It's pretty fast, but yeah, just a little heavy.
A little heavy on the pass there from Kate. But it's a scary sight when she's running down the middle with the ball.
Eden Bretzer in for Tessa Delarose. Delarose ended up playing a good 84 minutes in this match, which is a new high for this season for Delarose.
She was great.
And speaking of great,
here she comes.
I hope she's going to be able to talk to us on the mic through that cramp that she's been battling in the second half.
Yeah.
Caitlin Mara was good on both ends this evening.
Get across.
Olivia Thomas never satisfied. Davis able to hold her off. Tar Heels leading 3-0 and looking for a little bit more. Hartman will be able to come up and grab this one. No goals in the run of play for the Tar Heels in this one. They all came from set pieces or from the spot. And I would guess if you're Nicole Nelson and you had a similar result against Notre Dame, where it had a lot to do with what was done off set pieces, There's some set piece coaching you're going to do over the next few days.
Yeah, I would think so. But let me say this about SMU. Obviously, they're probably not coming back here, so they're going to take the loss. But with how they've played, if they continue to play like this, they could get something here at the end of the year, because they've been really difficult to break down. And as we've said, set plays and things like that.
And that's what I'm saying. Nicole Nelson was actually impressed with the way her team played during the run of play against, well, now the #1 team in the country in Notre Dame. And certainly she's going to have things to take away from this, right?
Yeah. But they got to find some goals. That's the next piece of it, right? You got to find some goals.
Sammy Nieves is a place to do it. Nicholson lets it come through. Sees Gordon on the backside. This is just skied toward the track, and this enormous crowd is filed in for this beautiful night of soccer in Dallas. Nieves runs onto it, and no deflection on it. Goal kick for North Carolina. So if you're SMU, if you're Nicole Nelson, how do you coach to the positive here as you get ready for Stanford and a chance to make a statement next time out?
Well, one, you get Nia Rose back on the field. I think Nia Rose is that player who can score goals at any moment. So, the sooner they can get her back on the field and it sounds like it may be coming here pretty soon. I think she will make a difference. So that's one, on the attacking side of it. And that also moves Nicholson back into midfield, where she's a little bit more comfortable and makes the team stronger. And then two, they're going to have to spend some time on defending these corners and the set plays, and learning from what happened in the last 2 games and making sure it doesn't happen again.
Under 4 minutes to play here in Dallas, and you did see the keeper change. Leah Brooks coming in, the transfer from Washington State, in for Hannah Johan. Brooks, part of the Jamaican national team, in fact, and has seen some time this season. In fact, started the first 3 matches of the year. Hasn't played since 45 minutes in the James Madison shutout victory. She'll be part of a shutout win for a 3rd time this season if she can keep SMU off the board for the next 3 minutes.
I guess a good chance just to get her in a game, yeah? Get her a couple of minutes.
Well, it did sound like Coach Nahas was pleased with Johan and with Brooks, but it didn't sound like he was completely settled at the keeper spot.
No.
Right now.
No, absolutely not.
Oh, great turn there by Thomas. Held back a little bit, reaches the ball, and then whistles it high.
I mean, it is, I don't know, I can't even say how many times it's happened. She turns, and then she just smashes the ball. I mean, she hits everything with so much pace, so much power. Look at this. I mean, it is struck really, really well. She's got to get the accuracy right.
Now remember, for SMU, this is likely their last home game, barring an absolute miracle run at the end of the season. And so they will lift some of their seniors here, and they will give some other seniors a chance to play at home for a final time. As Aubrey Brown, a junior, comes out, and senior captain Haven Empey Taylor comes in. And only for the 2nd time in her career, a player who has really battled through a lot of injuries in her career. A center back named Paige Boger, wearing number 31, comes into the match for SMU as well.
I love it. I love it. I think it's a great, classy move from Nicole to get some of these guys on. Paige has been around a long time, and Nicole has talked about what a great teammate she is and how much she enjoys having her around. And, I recruited Paige way back in the beginning, and always thought what a wonderful kid she is. So glad to see her get on the field.
Absolutely. Kyle Lee is in as well. That ball in the direction of Kyle Lee at a striker position. Jen Jackson also on for SMU. So some wholesale changes favoring players that are wrapping up their SMU careers. This is not technically senior night. SMU did senior day in a 1-0 win over Alcorn. A giveaway by the Mustangs and a chance to race forward for North Carolina. But cutting back to take it away is Paxton Bach to really save the day against Logan Tongberg. And again, the Tar Heels hungry. Penny now advancing forward. Penny slips it inside, and it's not going to be a goal. You're exactly right. Offside. They were hoping to get Tongberg a goal. She's seen it now.
Well, the bench is on the field celebrating, throwing water bottles.
And they are going to go ahead and give it a look here.
I think she was off. Yeah, I think she was off.
Tongberg was nearly sprung in moments ago. She got another chance. You see how much the North Carolina team absolutely loves the fact that she put it in the goal. The question is, was the offside call, which is the way it was called on the field, correct or not? And you can see how much she's loved by her teammates for sure. All right, what do you think?
She's off. Yeah, she's clearly off. I've become accustomed to, as soon as the ball goes in the goal, look at the linesman. You know, because there's so many that are offside.
Well, you said it before the ball even went in the goal, so. And there's that final touch. And so.
He said by that much.
Oh, by that much. By that much. So make sure to put that down in the box score, right? But in any event.
Look at the bench.
It does get. Oh, they are shook. They are shook it. They are wrecked. But it's moments like that where you see how close a team really is and how much they fight and cheer for each other in every moment.
That's great. That's great.
Minute left in Dallas. 3-0 is likely the final score. Although North Carolina would love to play in Tongberg one more time. That one's at her heels. And Jen Jackson is able to race onto it. 30 seconds left as it's one back. Tongberg is in, another chance. She hits it right into Haven Empey Taylor.
That was her chance right there.
It was. Unbelievable positioning by Haven Empey Taylor.
Yeah, she was in the right spot for sure. Handled it well.